20 stories that look into the lives of 20 Oakland families, bringing their stories to life along with their native cuisine. And they are joining Alex this morning.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Elazar and Anya. Thanks for taking the time today. It sounds great. It's called Flavors of Oakland, and it's really a cookbook, but more than anything, it's sort of a culinary tribute, if you will, to the vibrant communities we have here in the city of Oakland.
That's exactly right.
Tell me, first of all, what inspired you to write this cookbook and come up with this idea?
Well, you know, in the last few years, since I'm 17, Anya's 19, so since we've,
Amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Since we've been, really conscious in this world of, food and social change in Oakland, we've seen a lot happening and a lot changing in the city. And, restaurants have become really, really popular, really successful in the city. But we felt that there was some marginalization of the other voices, the home cooks, the immigrants who have these incredible stories. And, as two young people, we figured something we could do to do a little bit of change, just one small piece of this story is, showing tribute to just 20 of these, 400,000 faces.
So what happens in the cookbook, Anya, is that you picked out 20 families and you highlight the recipes that the things that they're making in their homes, and you talk about the stories behind them. Let's start with what we have here on the table in front of us here. Tell me what we have, and tell me how you chose these families. How did you find these families?
Well, first we have baklava, and then we have pork pot stickers, and we started out finding families. We didn't want to reach out to just our immediate communities because we didn't want it to end up being a book of our friends. So we tried to reach out to the entire community as much as possible. We went to local events and tried to reach out to people and told them about what we were doing and asked if they were interested in sharing a recipe. So Pavan we actually found through, she was a mom of someone who went to my high school.
As a grassroots as it gets, right?
Yeah.
Friends of friends of friends, and
And she was more towards the end, and we looked into her because I remember that she had made this really good baklava that my other friend was telling me about once, and so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And she was really excited to share her story with us and her food. So
this is actually a recipe her daughter, who I think is 19 or 20 now,
my age,
has been making since she was in kindergarten. So when we actually were making the recipe the first time, we were making it from scratch notes her daughter had written in kindergarten. So these are, as genuine, old, real Oakland recipes as they get. It couldn't be, it couldn't be more genuine from the heart of the city.
Okay, so the cookbook you've created here with these, recipes from home cooks from around the city of Oakland. It's called The Flavors of Oakland, but it's not in print just yet, right? So explain to me where you are in the process and how do you get this cookbook out to the masses?
Sure. So, up until now, a lot of our process has been just really meeting with different people from around the city, understanding all the stories, so that when we do write up these stories, we have a really great way to explain how these people got to the city and why they're here now. That took about a year. So now that we're done with that, we are finishing up, the real meat of the book. The protein is all done, so to speak. And we are sending off to our designer. She's finishing it up. And after that, we send off to printers. We work a little bit with, local government. We have Libby Schaff actually writing a foreword, the mayor.
Okay,
so she's going to do a little work with us. We're going to find an event space for the final event. We're going to have the books. We're going to celebrate. We'll probably cry a little bit, hold them, jump around. We're going to eat a lot.
Can we try these?
Yes, absolutely.
Should we give them a shot before we go?
Might as well.
What a wonderful idea. You guys know, by the way, that that's not every teenager is writing a cookbook, just so you guys know. That's pretty amazing what you guys are doing. Cheers, you guys. Delicious baklava. Wonderful.
I picked maybe the messiest dessert.
Oh, of course. It just spills all over the place. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time, and good luck with the cookbook.
Thank you so much.
This is delicious. Thanks. Send it back to you, Claudine.
Make sure you share.
We'll save some for you.
Yes, please do.